Dynamite download.
As far as speaking of like the stars, right? Like it doesn't get bigger than Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley.
No, it does not.
It does not get bigger in professional wrestling. I mean, they're in elite territory. There are a few names that you could throw out there from other organizations, but if you're putting together a top 5 list of the best wrestlers in the world right now, both these guys are on that list. We had a great, to me, a really great promo by Jon Moxley talking about his childhood and where he came from. I thought that was really well executed and got us to really see where he's coming from. And he obviously dropped a bombshell that he and Renee are pregnant and
congrats to them.
A child.
Let's
which
give a
was
cheers
really
to them.
amazing. I think a lot of people are really excited for that. Cheers to you guys. Congratulations on that. That said, Moxley, who did not make it down to the contract signing tonight, he was laid out with a bloody nose, as Kenny Omega said. He couldn't make it to the ring because he had a bloody nose. It was a great segment overall between two real top-notch professionals. What was your takeaway on this one, Downey? I know that you're a big Kenny Omega mark, and his presentation tonight was as good as it gets. I mean, that tailor fit suit. Oof. He had the dark aviators on, man. Like Kenny the Cleaner is officially here. That was quite the segment tonight, huh?
Yeah, as I mentioned here on Twitter, I loved how the announcer just said, just like Jon Moxley, and unlike Jon Moxley. And so I mean, like I said here, I can't wait to see his entrances once he gets that gold around his waist, and it will be hit around his waist in 2 weeks' time. I can't believe it's already approaching us that soon. You feel like you need a 2-month build out of this. I mean,
I know.
I feel like they should really be building it longer.
That match is, like, truthfully, that's as big as it gets. I'm really grateful that AEW is putting it on before the end of the year. I think all of us need something positive before 2020 is over. So Kenny Omega versus Jon Moxley is certainly going to deliver that as a wrestling fan. Anybody who follows wrestling knows that when it comes to storytelling and emotionally captivating content, Jon Moxley is a way of drawing people in. There's no shock why he's the top guy in the company. He has a way of every single time when a big match is coming up, he has a way of making you feel the stakes.
Oh yeah.
Like him or not, you want to buy the pay-per-view. You want to see him fight. You are invested. And I think that there's a reason why he's the top guy in the company. That said, Kenny Omega tonight, he showed that he's capable of being the champ. He's got that edge to him again. This side of the cleaner is certainly world champion material. And I think that it was cool to see that edge come out tonight. Kind of a cold, calculated Kenny, somebody who recognizes that he's a top dog in the company and he's not going to apologize for it anymore. He's tired of being put on the back burner. He's not just going to be saddled with a tag team anymore. He's going to embrace the spotlight, and I think that AEW is going to be better for it.
If they do not put the gold around his waist, I think this is the most missed opportunity they have ever had. I mean, you're riding this wave right now.
Say that one more time.
Yeah, if they do not put gold around Kenny Omega's waist in 2 weeks' time, this will be the biggest miss, the most missed opportunity they have ever had, because this is a chance for them to showcase a star that still some people on mainstream television do not know. And when he finally has re-debuted the Cleaner in US TV, it is showing that he means business, I think. And just look at him with that suit. You said the tailor-made suit. It's just going to be fun TV to watch. He's, this is the announcers are doing a great job hyping it up. I wish there was a couple more weeks of build personally, but on the flip side of it, every time I feel like I'm ready for Mox to drop the belt, all of a sudden he cuts this amazing promo and then he just rings me back in. And I'm like, oh man, he's so damn good.
I know.
This, I think for sure, I'm ready.
I've had that moment multiple times, right? I wanted to see MJF take the title. I wanted to see Archer take the title. There have been
me too.
there have been multiple moments where I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm ready for something new. And that's not surprising in modern wrestling fans. Our attention spans are so short nowadays. But I really do think that Moxley, he did it again tonight. He proved that there are few in the business that know how to pull in fans like him. And so I got to give him his just due. That said, Kenny Omega, I'm ready. I'm right there with you, brother. I honestly think that there's a lot of guys who have they could have put the title on. MJF, you could have said was too young. Lance Archer, you could have said was too old. There's all sorts of things that you could say, but there's not a lot that you can say about Kenny Omega, and really all you can say is good. I think there are some people who think that he's overrated. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what they're smoking. Must be some funkier stuff than Conan had. But that is like, to me, Kenny Omega is the bar.
Right.
And now that he's got the cleaner persona, he has the style that can go to back up the in-ring, right? Kenny's always put on great performances in the ring.
I agree.
But he was a little bland as Kenny Omega, the milk drinker, right? Of the tag team with Hangman, right? Now you're starting to see that edge come out. You're starting to see a little bit of self-confidence. That entrance is getting better and better every single week. Yep. His brutality, his violence, his unapologetic beatings that he puts down on people, putting Sonny Kiss away in seconds and not really apologizing for it, right? That's the Kenny Omega that we want to see. That's the Kenny Omega that's going to change the business. That's the Kenny Omega that can lead AEW into 2021, feeling confident that even though that there's a pandemic and you can't get the fans in the building like you wish that you could have, and it might have thrown your whole business model for a loop, you have a world champion that people are behind. You have a world champion that will draw fans in. You have a world champion that people want to see and who believe is the best in the world. And that, to me, speaks volumes. To transition from Jon Moxley, who is universally respected for all that he's done, to a champion like Kenny Omega is something rare that few companies or dynasties have a chance to do. It's like going from Peyton Manning to Andrew Luck, or from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers. Very few times in history do you get that chance to hand off from greatness to greatness, and this is an example of that. I'm just blown away by this feud, and I cannot wait till that matchup. I am going to be so plugged in.
Wow, that what you just said is giving me chills on my arms, and that's gonna be a soundbite that I'm gonna post over and over and over again because I want everyone to hear it in AEW Nation. And Pretty Platinum, right under here under the Christmas tree, is gonna be all Kenny Omegas in 2 weeks. And what you said, he's gonna be sweeping his way to Santa Claus Lane.